Hello and welcome to Shmep Does Things, and today we're going to take a look at aggro Shanks. I've been playing a few games with this list. Actually, I'm playing a lot of games with this list, and this deck's incredibly fun. I was surprised. I did not come into this with high expectations. I was genuinely mostly playing it just kind of for the meme, almost. But this did surprisingly well. I didn't lose any games with this list, and not that like my opponents all high rolled and they were all like incredible games that were super close. But like this, like I never felt like I was in a terrible spot with this list. There were some other lists that I played that were too bricky as I was kind of figuring out my ratios and how to work with a more aggressive build. But with this list I settled on, like this feels really strong. If you're not familiar with the cards, we'll just go over them real quick. Shanks leader, monster gain power when they attack you, generally speaking. Nami, just top 5 Straw Hat Searcher. Same with this card, top 5 Straw Searcher for a character, not an event, so it cannot search Red Hawk or Bad Manners, but you still have enough targets that it's more than worthwhile. This is Nico Robin, this is a 1 cost. On play, you just kill a 1k power or less character. If Sakazuki and Lucci become relevant, it's nice to be able to, shoot a Mancherry or Rebecca blocker without having to waste a swing into it. It's able to pressure life. Same with like Zoro's repeat things, Bonnie's repeat searchers. Also Koshiro. There's just a lot of 1k or less targets that this is nice to hit into. And worst case scenario, it's a 1k counter, right? This is a nice card. 2k Sanji. This just gives us 6,000 power, a more Straw Hat character unblockable. It's like a Diable Jambe, but since Diable Jambe doesn't work on our leader anyway, we don't really need to run it, so this just kind of works as a better Diable Jambe for this deck entirely. 3-cost Chopper. This is a 3-cost 4k blocker with ×2 when attacking. You give one of your opponent's characters minus 3,000 power during this turn. Minus 3k is a lot. Like that's like a lot. And being able to like swing 6 into a 7k body and they still need, a 2k and a 1k afterwards, it comes up quite often, and I was very pleasantly surprised with this card. It's mostly just a good searchable Straw Hat type card that you can play on curve, but it also has unique uses, and it's also a blocker, and this deck was running long blockers. If you didn't want to run this card because it is incredibly expensive, I'm pretty sure it's quite a lot at the moment, you could run really any other generally good aggro piece. You can run this Chopper if you wanted to, cycle out cards for other Straw Hat type cards that are already in your trash, 2Ks and whatever. You could run this Luffy, you could run really anything. There's not much to be too picky about. I'm not an aggro red player, so I'm probably not the person to like ask about replacement cards. But like this Rush Sanji's not awful. There's good red cards. Moving on, we have 3-cost Sanji. This card is a 3-cost 3k power with 1,000 counter. On your turn, it's a 6k power, and then on KO, we draw the card. It places itself in hand when it dies, and it swings for 6 for 3 Dawn. This is one of the highest value red aggro pieces in the game, or just one of the highest value bodies in the game. You're going to get a 6k swing out of it. It's going to draw you a card on death. And with Shanks' leader ability, like you can genuinely defend this from a 5k swing just with a 2k counter, which is not awful. Again, just beware of the fact that it is very small, and if they want to swing a search or something into it, they absolutely can. Next we have Kid and Killer. This is a rush. This is a 4-cost 5k rush. If your opponent has 2 or less life when attacking, it becomes a 7k rush for the turn. Oh god, excuse me. He becomes 7k power to the end of turn. This is very strong for closing out games and just leaving on board as a big body. Very good card. You could run 4. I don't think you ever need to run 4. But you could. I just don't think it's personally necessary. Next we have Twin Sword Choppers. This is a 4-cost 4k 2k counter body that has blocker, and on opponent's turn becomes 6k power. It's just a good searchable 2k. I wasn't like super set on my 2k ratios besides for Usopp, but more or less it's really just about whatever 2ks you want to run. We also have this 4-cost 5k Zoro that we featured in like yesterday's video. Dawn times 2 gains rush. On KO you play a record with 6,000 base power or less. In this deck, you have way more targets. You're going to be hitting Usopp, or Luffy, or Sanji, or Chopper, or Kid and Killer, or even this Chopper. That's actually kind of the reason I chose to run this Usopp, because playing this out of this feels really good, because it's a free 6k body, and you still keep your Rush Luffys in hand, or your Kid and Killers, or whatnot. And you're kind of getting like the surprise value out of that Rush if you don't have another Rush body that turn to play. We also have this 5 cost 6k ST21 Rush Luffy. When attacking, you give a leader one of your characters a rested Dawn card. Very strong effect. He's a 7k swinger a lot of the time, but you know, it lets you play out like searchers and stuff for free when going for game. And he's a very high priority target for your opponents to kill, so they'll start swinging to it as soon as they can. We also have Rush Dragon. You know what Dragon does. It costs 9k Rush. On play, gives 2 rested Dawn to one of your leaders and characters. You're going to just get... This is a big deal. This is kind of like your boss monster in the deck, besides, obviously, Roger. But dropping one of these on curve in its sticking is just very powerful. And then it's just a big body for the rest of the game. It helps in the Blackbeard matchup, in really any situation where you just need Rush. You're running as much Rush as you can in this deck, right? That's kind of like the goal. This and Kid and Killer are both at 3, just because they kind of serve the same purpose. They're just late game closers. And they also have the same Dawn to power ratio. Dragon's like 8, Dawn for 11 quote-unquote power, and Kid and Killer is 4 for 7. And if you obviously add 4 you cover the cost and the power ratio, whatever. You're getting an extra 3 Dawn of power on both, right? So you could cut one for the other, change the ratios of these two however you want. I just went 3 and 3. I didn't do too much testing. I'll do more testing as time goes on, but for now I'm comfortable with 3 and 3. We have 2 Roger, 10 cost, 13k Rush. If your opponent has blocker and your opponent has 0 life, you win the game. Turns off blockers. If you need a really wide board to go for life, it's good. This actually does come up just to win games. It actually comes up in this video. Very good card, good closer. 2 of, just easy 2 of, right? If you're gonna run a Ren aggro deck and you can run a Roger, you should run a Roger. 2 bad magic, of course. It's a little bit of a breaking issue. With how many of like the aggro pieces just don't have counter, it's nice to have the 0 cost event. And then Gum Gum Red Hawk for 4k counter, and then you KO a 4k or less. This is a searchable version of Igloo. I think this is actually better in this deck because you can kill the chump blockers, not have to worry about them. And when your whole game plan is pretty much slam into face, this works out very well. But yeah, that summarizes the list. If you have any suggestions for this deck, please let me know. I am not the greatest aggro Shanks player. I don't claim to be, but I had a lot of fun with this deck list, and I'll probably circle back to it and try out some different cards and other ratios. Maybe go less of a Straw Hat focus. I don't know. But either way, I hope you enjoyed these games, and let's get into them. Okay, here we have a game into Kalgara, which is a little interesting. We have a good Zoro play. If they die, we get the Usopp. We have Kid and Killer. It feels greedy not to keep this hand. We'll start to get a Rush Luffy if we're lucky. There's no Rush Luffy there. I can grab Nami, though, and dig a little bit more. Or another... Okay, no Rush Luffy. Wow, this deck hates me. I'm not gonna lie. Grab a Zoro. Probably play Zoro next turn. Swing 5, and then go more Zoros. Does he have Genbatsu? No Genbatsu. We'll tank. Luffy doesn't exist, evidently. That's what I'm learning from my deck. It's been really rough with this list for so many 2Ks. I don't get how this happens. Play Zoro, pass. What does this do? I know the event if it's throwing card. Cool. Yeah. It's a good card. The disrespect, sir. The disrespect. You are not gonna slow down my aggro. Do not even try to insult me. I have like a gajillion 2Ks, so I'll just get one here. This sucks, dude. I hate this deck. I'm not gonna lie. This is not good. Now we'll go 6. If I go 7 and he counters, I'm kind of cooked. I don't think he will. We ball. Yeah. Down to 1? Down to 1. If he doesn't have Nolan next turn, we kind of win. This might be the shortest game I ever put on a video. Joke's on you. I have nothing but counter in my hand. Do I just go for game next turn? I think I do. He needs to have Nolan here. This has to be Nolan. Yeah, okay, Nolan. Sure, whatever. I can play out a Zoro to get more rush. It's like 2. I have 6, and then a lot of 7s. So I can go, what? 8 and 2 9s? Let's respond to a 7. Let's go for the Zoro strat, just because I'm not confident this is gonna kill him. And I don't wanna just lose my board next turn. We got a lot of counter out of hand last turn, though. That's pretty good. Might drop this Frankie next turn if he leaves Dawn up for events, which is pretty reasonable for this deck to do. I want to keep this in hand. But I also want to save a body. Give him Frankie. We'll see what he does this turn. He goes 8 into Usopp, that's fair. Is he gonna play something? He probably play something just because it's free. It's not. Interesting. I mean... he can probably counter this, but what does it matter, really? Oh, he can't. That's fair. GG's. Okay, he left. Yeah, that was fast. Yeah, let's move on. Okay, we have Zoro Sanji. Can we out-aggro the aggro deck? This should be a fun test. This is not terrible. They don't... I don't know. I was thinking their 2-cost blocker, right? The annoying one that I forget the name of. You can search... Yikes. Take the 2k, I think. And pass. Probably just gonna go Sanji next turn. We're lacking all of our rush pieces, unfortunately. We have Kid and Killer, but that's like kind of late game. So if we can get down to 2, like we'll probably take down to 2 pretty early, so we can get decent value out of Kid and Killer, most likely. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Luckily, because we don't have a good 4-drop to play on curve, we are gonna be able to get a nice 6k swing into the Slash unit. Likely to be Weavelord Cavendish. Or Zoro. 6k at Zoro is pretty good. If I can get another card out of his hand, that's a 2k. I'll take it. We will stop the swing. And let's see. A Luffy here would be kind of ideal. If we get a Luffy off top deck, we're in a really good spot. Just Chopper. Chopper is fine too. I'm actually almost tempted to take Chopper. To like play this out. Just because that's a really strong one attacking effect. But I'm gonna opt for Sanji. I'm gonna play this matchup a little bit slower than we normally do. At least we've been playing the other ones. Just to try and I don't know, we don't have the rush for like a really fast game, I don't feel like. That's not good. Yeah, that's not great. He's just gonna swing 6. That's fair. He's gonna swing 5 first. I assume that means he's bouncing his Mihawk. Just gonna restand it for funsies anyway. I take the 6k swing pretty willingly. I don't have removal for this, or removal in general. So I'm gonna need to speed this up. I might drop like both of these next turn. So I have like a good swing into the smoker here in a little bit. Or like next turn anyway. He's gonna bounce his Mihawk to restand his Zoro. I assume he would. I don't think he has any reason not to. He's not going to. I can go to the back. Well, luckily for us, he's already low on resources, so I can go 5. Sweet. We'll go 6. And we can go Chopper and Sanji. Get more bodies on the field. Get some nice wide board state. I'm not used to playing aggro decks like this, if you can't tell. It's not my thing. This should be good. We can swing 6 into Smoker's 4K power, which is pretty solid. We can give him down to 2 life, we can get Kid and Killer online, which is currently the only great piece we have. That's a little irritating. If you can kill my Chopper, he's actually in a pretty good spot. And obviously, like, he most likely can. If he's going to go to Shigi, though, he's not going to kill my Chopper. And that's okay. I do get a feeling we're eating a Banish swing. We get another 2k, though. Maybe not. Maybe we can counter these. No blocker. We'll give Frankie. He doesn't run any events. He might run like a Dead Man's Game or something, but I'm not too concerned about countering that. Well, this can swing up to 8, and it's going to at least swing 6, and I don't want to counter all of these, so I'm just going to take this one. Yeah, it's going to swing 8. I can give these 2Ks on my hand. They're not a concern to me. Luffy's pretty good. We'll go 6 into 4. Then we'll go for Luffy and we'll go a bunch of swings at life. Zoro Sanji's a good aggro deck, but they're not scary if they don't have the board. He can't, like, it's not like Green Zoro where he can just, like, make swings appear out of thin air. He does have to play very, very close to his, like, natural curve. But, sorry, he has to play the board. He has restands, right? He doesn't have, like, he can restand his board, but he can't restand his leader. I'm sure that makes sense to someone. We'll go another 7. He has to actually, like, handle this board, because we are threatening lethal already. And we can always drop Roger, too. And we know we have Kid and Killer. He doesn't, but we do. The most he can do is swing it to Shigi twice. Or, like, a Rush Usopp or something. I guess he can do Zoro. That's true, that's true. Does he want to do Zoro, though? This can only attack characters, right? Yeah. This is a pretty solid card. Surprised it's not teched in more decks. I feel like just a 4-for-4 rest that has a good stat line is not terrible. But maybe that's my, like, OP12 player brain thinking. It might be a little outdated by now. I guess when Green has as many pieces as it does nowadays, he leaves. That's fair. He can't do a whole lot. Even if he fights for board, like, he's so bricked that if we just Kid and Killer at life again, he's just not getting anywhere. But yeah, GG's. Let's move on. Okay, here we have Zoro going second. This matchup should be really bad, but I do want to test it. While I don't personally view this as a quote-unquote meta-competitive deck, I want to test it as if it is somewhat such. And for the purposes of that, we're going to have to play into some amount of Zoro, right? We'll pop these searchers. More Rush Luffy's just good. If we want to try and beat him down. 4-cost Zoro's also really nice, though. Because he's just kind of naturally removal prone. I'll take Zoro. I feel like the bodies are going to be more relevant here than the power, necessarily. We have the Nami Searcher to beat into this. We can do a 5 lead. 3 Dawn 4 to Shigi. Oh, Kazuki, or not Kazuki, the blocker guy, and then a search. 2 searches. We'll see, we'll see. That's rough. I can't deal with this. Huh. Okay, but if he's running this, he's very bricky, right? So we have that going for us. A suspicious 2 Dawn active. He's gonna, like, spiderweb his Hiyori or something. That'd be kind of cool. We have another Zoro too, so we have good rush on curve. If he doesn't have Tashigi next turn, we're in a good spot. Even if he does, actually, we can kind of let the Zoro go and just play out the Usopp. Play out the rush Luffy, I guess, and go into another Zoro. Hopefully our aggression outvalues his incredible value on leader, I guess would be the way to put it. This leader's just very, very strong. Let's see. Yeah, so if he Tashigi's this, we let Dai play out Luffy. We play Rush Zoro and go like 6-6-7. 6-6-7's pretty good. Also, we had to take a life, so we'll have more cards in hand. Also, I might actually go 5-7-7. That's better. Another Rush Luffy's good. We'll go 5. We'll go 5-7-7. This seems correct. 7. And then I think we just want to defend our board. We don't really care about our life, because if he's running 9-cost Zoro, like, we're already kind of on a timer. So we need to try and beat him down before he can get to that 9-cost and play it out safely. He's already at 2 life, though, so we're in a good spot. Zoro's very bricky. If he wants to kill this, we have another Luffy to play out, and we can follow up with another Rush Zoro. Cavendish is kind of slow. He doesn't have the biggest swings at my board. If he swings really big at Luffy, though, I kind of have to let it go. That's not that big. That's... Oh, but then he swings at it again. He's gonna swing at life, so I'm pretty okay with saving this. Because if he wants to get value out of his leader ability, right, he's gonna swing at life again. And if he has like a dead man's game in hand, he wants to use his counter. I assume that's what this is gonna be for. We can go dragon this turn, which is also good. We have like what, 5, 7, 7, 9. Good numbers. This leaves us some good counter in hand. If we can get it on a 0, we can hit him with Roger. It's going pretty well. I don't think he has lethal next turn. We don't have that much counter, but maybe if he defends this swing, I'll pivot into 9 at Tashigi. So give me a bunch of 1Ks. We'll go 9 at Tashigi. This is pretty much guaranteed to go through, I figure. Yeah, cool. It's a little slow, but now he's like really not threatening lethal, because now he needs like 2 restand events, right? And that's just whatever. He should have used this on the first swing, I think. But that's fine. Probably would have been the same outcome either way, because I would have swung another 7 at his leader. That's fine. I don't really care about this that much. We'll go Rush Luffy next turn. Just go a little bit wider, right? Just as wide as possible. And we are likely losing a body here. But he's so low on cards, I don't know if it matters. Yeah, we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot. I think I let this go. I think I let this go because then he can either swing 10 here and effectively not kill it, or he can swing 10 here and I can just play out this Sanji. And we still have the Rush Luffy, we still good now. We still have a bunch of 60 bodies, right? And it's probably enough to maybe get through to lethal. You could also skip swinging at the Zoro and just go straight at life. That literally cannot go through. But it's fair, right? If he swings here, he's just in a worse spot, so I kind of get why he wouldn't. Ooh, Kid and Killer is also really good. We can go super wide, actually. I can go 5, 7, 7. I can go 5, 6, 7, 7. That's pretty good math. I'm gonna go 5, 5. Because I want to be able to attach it on here. Just swing at this Mihawk if it becomes rested. Step. This gonna work? Sweet. We'll go 7 at leader. Yeah, I figured that was not a good man's game. He doesn't have lethal this turn. He can swing 3 9s at me. He's also still sitting on that 9-cost Zoro, which is not good for him. So we know he has like 1 brick in hand, right? We also know he's effectively out of 2Ks. Because he gave us the 1Ks and then he couldn't save the 7 on 6, which I feel like he would have been incentivized to do because we hadn't revealed the Kid and Killer to him. He hasn't had any 2Ks this game, has he? I don't think he has. I have a feeling the first search was a misplay. I feel like he could have gathered counter, and I feel like he probably should have. But in this position, I think he's relatively just cooked. He doesn't have like a quote-unquote good line, right? No, I'm good. I'll save that. Thank you very much. Sure. Is this your lethal? 2K. This is so much better than draw a card, dude. Okay, let's kill him. What's our math? Really good? That sounds accurate. Let's start with 7. So much rush, dude. Okay. Well, we don't want to do anything like too dumb. Because like, yeah, I could swing really, really big, but I don't want to gamble too hard. Okay, yeah, he's dead. That's fair. GG's. That's why that worked out so cleanly. What? Okay, this is gonna be kind of weird. I want to see what that search had in it. Yeah, he could have gotten a 2K in that search. I feel like he probably should have instead of this 9-cost Zoro. This is a little greedy. But if he was expecting a more standard Shanks build, this is actually kind of fair, since he can kind of defend it with Tashigi, the 3-cost. But yeah, seeing no 2Ks, he got just that was rough for him. I won't lie. But GG's. Let's move on. Alright, here we have Yellow Kid, and he is choosing the dice, so we'll see if we're going first or second here in a moment. We are going second, which is not bad, actually. This is a pretty solid curve if we can get a Luffy to like, or Luffy or Zoro to round off our 6-on. But if so, we're in a good spot. The issue is we kind of have to rush him down a little bit. That's not something I feel super comfortable doing against Kid, because obviously they have 5 life and their late game is pretty strong. I don't think Shanks, the leader, provides enough pressure to get through like that much defense this deck has. He's gonna swing 8, good, early life, that's good. Question is, do I opt for Zoro here, or do I go Sanji? And I think I'm actually gonna lean towards Zoro, because even though it's a smaller body, it's easier for me to defend. And I'm gonna need more swings throughout. It's gonna be like a battle of attrition, right? That's kind of hard to do with an aggro deck. So I'd rather have more swings over the course of the game than the really big swings now. So I can't really defend Sanji very well. Next turn we can go Luffy probably and just go like a bunch of 6s. 3 6s is pretty solid. I have a feeling he'd take a decent amount of them. He might be actually willing to go down to 2 fairly early just because of the deck he's playing. Do I take this or do I counter? I'm gonna take it just because I'm kind of bricked. I need to be able to defend my board. Ugh. I'm also kind of pushing to go for 0 this game. Fucking Roger. So if I can get a nice early Roger, we're in a good spot. We'll go another 6. Pump up leader. Sure, another 6. He wants to heal next turn with Law, and I figure he will, because it's Kid. He's not getting huge swings at my board. Well, that's rough. What's the trigger on this? It's pretty good. He's not going to be able to get massive swings at my board. So I think we can defend it, and we can like go Dragon and kind of start pushing for lethal better. He swings into Zoro, I'll probably just turn it into Kid and Killer. I should be able to get him down 2-0 fairly easily. Not gonna let that swing go through though. That feels a little silly. Oh, Kid and Killer. Kuma's great. If it's just Kuma, we're fine. The problem with Law is he gets the big 9k blocker, and that's hard for us to deal with. But Kuma's not a blocker, first of all. I'll take this one. He's saving Dawn for what I presume to be Red Hawk, based on the information that is obviously available to me. He can give this blocker. He does lose a swing, though. We'll play Dragon. We'll go 7. I assume Kid and Killer is going to go active this turn. I find it highly unlikely he stops Kid and Killer from swinging 7. He would have to... Well, I guess he could. Yeah. Do I ever leave it standing? He has to counter this one. Yeah. If we do this, he blocks it. We can go 5. Sure. And we're still in a good spot. He doesn't have a supernova to get blocker to at the moment, and if he wants to go Yellow Kid, that's just going to burn a life, and we can respond with a Roger next turn, and then... He's going to go Katakuri, put Dragon in life, most likely. That's kind of rough, actually. But our board is still big. This is a 7k swinger, this is a 7k swinger. I could even go, like, drop 2 more Sanjis next turn. Maybe save the Roger for a little bit later. No. Surprised he's not going for Kid and Killer. I think he should be going for Kid and Killer. I'll go Frankie. He swings 7 here, we can give Chopper and a Sanji. I want to keep Usopp just in case we get a Zoro later. We don't need 2 Choppers necessarily. Yeah, that's fine. I'd like another Rush card here. One that's preferable. We don't have a Supernova to give blocker to. Yeah, that's fair. You can call it a misplay. Honestly, it doesn't really matter because it's going to lose that life anyway. Nothing super strong here, so I think we're just going to go wide. I'll play out Sanji. It's only effectively a 2 cost, and 2 cost for 6 is pretty solid. This is already a 7, this is already a 7, so we can go, we can go 4 7s. 4 7s is pretty solid. So I can slam this Nami into his life. I could go taller, but I'd rather go wide. Because it's going to cost more cards out of hand, and I'm not planning to go for lethal this turn. And I have enough counter to survive if he tries to kill me on the following, or on the clapback, right? Just kill my Nami. Kind of funny if it does. Oh, it's a Kiki trigger. That's fine. You have game? Already? Nice! GG. Oh, he leaves. Okay, no one likes aggro Shanks. Yeah, if he survives that turn, he goes on a 10 Dawn. And, does he have lethal ever? Maybe? I feel like I can counter 2 swings. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has like 7, 8, and then a bunch of 9s. I can get out of that pretty confidently. So yeah, GG's, and let's move on. Alright, here we have Black Purple Luffy, which is kind of a weird one, because this deck is pretty bricky. Also, this hand's awful. This deck is really bricky, but we do have the benefits that... this doesn't help. We'll take Nami. Luffy. So, like, he's going to be 7k leader, right? But he's really bricky, so I think our strategy is going to be to poke him rather than go for, like, larger swings. And then maybe late game, we'll pivot into our bigger ones. We have Roger in hand already, which is nice. I think... I don't remember our ratios on these cards, but... I'll take this. There's no ramp this turn, which is good. Zoro, probably Zoro. We'll go 5. He's whiffing ramp, that's kind of cooked for him. Does he grab Beer Luffy? He grabs the Rush Luffy, interesting. Maybe he also is going to try to play a more aggressive game plan. But yeah, whiffing ramp on 3 is really tough for this deck. If this Zoro dies, we have a 6k Usopp to play out. And otherwise, we can just drop Sanji or something else. Probably opt for Sanji. His swing is going to be really big, that like 6k bodies are going to be hard to defend anyway. He doesn't have a lot of good 5-drop plays. If you can go like the hand rip law, I'll take this. No. Actually, I might want this. We'll go to this from. Now we just go 6s, right? Yeah. We'll go 2 here to start, I guess. 6 at leader. 6 at leader. 6 at leader. Nice. He can play Beer Luffy this turn. If he plays Beer Luffy and tries to swing at Zoro, we can let it go. If he tries to swing at Luffy, we can probably save it. Seven's never gonna happen. You're not getting 7 through the beer, or through to Rush. Sorry. Oh my god, there's so many Luffys. Yeah. So we can go 7 at Zoro? That's fine. He has no idea what he wants to do. He is very confused. He's gonna go really big at this one. We'll save it. I will give probably the 3-drop and the chopper. I want this Searcher to maybe find another Rush Luffy this turn. No, I'll take a 2k. Am I ever just swinging really heavily here? Possibly. I can drop Chopper for 3. That'll be enough to go a bunch of 7s. Just establish a blocker, right? Blocker / body. Red Hawk might be more optimal, but I don't know if it matters too much. Just keep doing pokes. He's already got 1 life, which is good. He ramps a Dawn. He'll go up to 10 next turn. That's not too concerning. I feel like he should have kept Gum Gum Lightning. I think it's a really good card against us. Maybe it's another one in hand. Don't know. Roger. Yeah, he's another. Oh no. That's fine. I can trust you. There's gonna be really big swings here. Would I rather keep my board, or would I rather keep? I need I kind of want Roger. We'll get rid of Chopper. That's good for us. Usopp. So in this position, I'm actually tempted to pivot to this Beer Luffy, Just so he stops being 7k and I can get a lot of value out of this chopper. This is running... I'm running low on cards, but this is just a good swing. We get a 2k, which is good. I can go 6 into 4. You get that out of the way. Now I just want to go life, right? I have 799. I might leave... Did I leave a body up? I don't know. I don't think so. You can't play Rush next turn. Oh, he's already at 0. Okay, then. We're fine. We can go... 9. We can go 9. Oh, we have Roger as like our win con. Tries to go beer for game. I think we're fine because we have a 2k, and this is probably going to get us enough counters to survive. One of the things I am enjoying about not having Divine and... Oh, that's fine. Well, I mean, we can just pass then. One of the things I'm enjoying about not having Red Hawk, or not having Divine and Igloo, is that, like, I don't need to worry about leaving Dawn up at the end of the turn, because if I get those in my life, or if I get Red Hawk in my life, the trigger is just good. I mean, what? 6 for Beer Leaf, at least I'm 4 Dawn. 2 of it's for the restands. I mean, his lethal's bad. I know what's in his hand, right? Like, he's not tricking me. There's just no way he realistically gets there. He needs all 3 swings to go through. And the most, he can go 7, 7, 8. And I can counter any of those swings. Not all of them, but I can counter any of them. I don't need to counter 1. If he tries to block her up, we have Roger. He doesn't... I guess that works. That doesn't work. Is that better than... That's just worse than Rush Luffy, right? Did he get rid of his Rush Luffy somehow? No, he still has it. Yeah, he had the... Oh, that's funny. He had the EBO too, Luffy. You gonna, like, go for board now? He doesn't know I know this trick. I'm gonna be mean and counter this. Yeah, sure, you got him. Okay, cool. Roger? 13. Can you counter this? I mean, theoretically, you can giant up to 9 and give me 2k, 2k, 1k, and then he can give me 2k and a 1k. If his hand's perfect, he has it, but this, it's not. Okay, we're good. Yeah, GG's. Even if he did survive that turn, like, does he have lethal? Not really. Yeah, because he has, like, what, 5 Dawn? I don't know, he probably... Oh, yeah, he doesn't, because we have counter. And if we have to take the first swing, we have this to find this 2k right here, or something. Yeah, we're in a good spot. But yeah, GG's, let's move on. Okay, we have Koala, we're going to take second. That's... Yeah, that's a keep. We'll go Sanji into Luffy, into probably Luffy, and then we'll probably fall with a Luffy. That should be enough. I don't see how that's not enough to win this match. Koala doesn't love aggro that doesn't just kind of kill itself. Like the, which I can't remember what it's called. Like Zoro, because all their bodies funnel back into, like the leader effect. So Kaido's interesting. Yeah, all of like Zoro's bodies play into Koala's leader ability where you're killing yourself every time you play one. But since we're just dropping a bunch of 5-cost rush characters, we can get with it a lot better. Do I want to counter this? I can. Hack is expected. We'll swing 6 with this. Dragon's nice. Swing 6. Swing 7. He's going very low on hand size. Very, very low. He must have a solid plan with the rest of his hand. How many 2Ks is he giving us already? Jeez. 3 2Ks in the first 15 cards is pretty solid. Do this. He'll play like a Kuma here probably. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Play the event, just get out of my hand. We'll take 2K. We're gonna go Luffy for 5. We have a bunch of 7s. We'll start with this one. It's looking pretty good so far. Is it a trigger? What's the trigger? It's Ursus Shock. Cool. Another one. Yes. We have another one coming next turn. Maybe Dragon next turn. I think Dragon's slightly better, just Dawn-wise, but I don't really care. I feel like I'm in a good spot. You can go 8-cost Dragon into Kuma here, which is probably his best line. And then if he survives that turn, he's actually looking pretty good moving forward. But we have a lot of counter in hand. This can get -1. We can give a 2K. Arguably, like Dragon makes sense. Dragon Kuma's gonna cost another card out of his hand though, which is troublesome. Since his 2K's trash, it's bomber deck. That makes sense. He wants to cycle them, right? He might play. I figure he's playing Kuma. He might play Hack, but Hack just seems worse than Kuma. Yeah, Kuma makes sense. Trashing Robin. That's a little annoying. I'll eat this one. We're just gonna keep going at life. Probably more 7s. I could go Dragon. Dragon kind of hurts me though, which I don't want to do. Okay, so real quick. Let's do some math. 5 for Luffy, that's 7. Oh, and then these all get the passive Dawn from this anyway. So then I just have just 7, 8, 8, 8? That's not bad. We have a good amount of counter left in hand. If I had another Luffy right here, we'd be cooking. If I had another Luffy right here, we'd be obviously in a very good spot. But, yeah, we're looking good so far. Bunch of 8s. Can probably get him down to 0 this turn. Definitely get him down to 1. Can probably get him down to 0. Well, that's not what he wants to do. But in that case, I'm gonna search. Probably hold on to Red Hawk. Because he has no cards in hand now, right? And he also showed us that he doesn't have any 2Ks. So I can take Red Hawk and I can hold some Dawn open. And then I can go 6, touch 1 to leader. I can go 7, and then 8. I think we can get down to 0 this turn unless a trigger comes up. But we have so much counter in hand right now that I'm not too worried about it. He's probably going for lethal next turn just because he doesn't have the resources, I assume, to keep living. He's gonna try and clear a board. He's gonna need like a dragon. Or he's gonna need some form of life stoppage, but we have just so much, right? That doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't know. We're in a good spot, though. That's really what I care about. I think... What do I think? I think we're good. If he tries to hit us with Kuma, we just can math out lethal. If he hits us with anything, really, we can just math out lethal. He's gonna go for game. I can kill his Kuma. That works. I can counter it. I'm guessing he scoops now? Unless I'm just bricked. So you can try to clear board and maybe heal one more time, but again, that's gonna be kind of his last case scenario. I think this is just game. It's gonna depend on what he does, though, with these few minutes he is very willfully taking. If he Kumas, we can almost completely save our board. We can 2k the 2 Kuma swings, and then we do lose a Luffy to the big dragon, but we still have 3 swings at him. Sure. I can defend that, but if he wants to drop blocker, that's his biggest swing. Sure, you can have it. I don't care. Now, we can search. Yay! Okay. GG's. That was quick, and yeah, I mean, 3 Luffy's does a trick, right? But GG's, let's move on. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this video and the games, and I hope they showed off something new. Aggro Shanks doesn't get a lot of love anymore, and I, myself, am a perpetrator of the anti-Aggro Shanks propaganda. However, this list was very fun, and I definitely check it out more over the next period of time. I'd actually like to see where this list goes, and maybe check out some other matchups. I really want to try Green-Purple Luffy. I just couldn't find any of those games. Along with Blue-Purple Luffy, hopefully maybe it can keep up with their aggro. They're like, maybe the early game 6Ks can outpace their late game. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, GG's to our opponents, and I hope you had a good time. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know down below. And otherwise, I will see you next time.